Halle Berry's ex, David Justice, wanted her to be his maid. Tell me your thoughts down below, guys.
It really wasn't a lot of negative attention until I decided to leave her in 1996. I remember Hallie saying to me, hey, she asked me to marry her after knowing me for 5 months. So I'm looking at my mom, and I'm a Midwest guy. So in my mind, I'm thinking a wife at that time should cook, clean,
Traditional.
And then I'm thinking, okay, if we have kids, is this the woman I want to have kids with and build a family with? And at that time, as a young guy, she don't cook, don't clean, don't really seem like motherly. And then we start having issues.
I used to have more respect for David Justice because he got married and went off into obscurity and lived his life. But apparently he's upset about that. He's upset that people aren't paying attention to him, right? This is him and Halle Berry, because he's saying that Halle Berry proposed to him, and I do believe him. But sir, you had no problem with her proposing to you because you accepted and you went to all of her red carpet events, because you didn't have the accomplishments to be there on your own. And now here you are talking about her, saying, well, I didn't think she was good enough to be the mother of my children. Meanwhile, she didn't even have children by Eric Benet. Both of her children are by white men. Sir, she was with you for 5 years. She intentionally did not get pregnant. It's her who didn't choose you. When men hit the wall, when they get that figure where their gut enters the room before the rest of their body does, they begin to relive their glory days. He's a very bitter man.
Is it a coincidence that this interview with David Justice is getting all this feedback today, which is Halle Berry's birthday? Happy birthday, Halle Berry. Let's start there. And I'm going to tell you, I have always been a Halle Berry fan. I love Halle Berry as much as a person can love a celebrity that she doesn't know. And I know they say she crazy, and I don't care nothing about that. I love her. She is fucking fabulous every day, and she's still fabulous. That's what I really love. But let me be honest with you. I did not hear anything about that story except through commentary. So I looked up the actual interview, and I'm here to tell you today that I got a slightly different take on that interview. Hear me out. Before you motherfuckers start calling me a pick-me, let me let you know that I am the furthest thing from a pick-me. But I was listening to what he said. And at the end of the day, what I got from the interview is that they were so young. And they made mistakes. He said, we know nothing about therapy. And perhaps if they had known about therapy, then they would still be together. That was one thing. And the thing about the cooking, that's the thing that got in your crawl. And I ain't mad at that, because I got in my crawl too, because I would like to explain to David Justice that you got the baddest bitch on earth. You cannot expect the baddest bitch to cook in the bedroom and in the kitchen. You just can't. I don't relate cooking and cleaning with how good a parent someone is going to be either. So I agree 100% on that. I don't see that. I can understand how he might, because that's his frame of reference. But again, so many times in this interview, he pretty much was like, yeah, I was kind of wrong about that. I did this wrong and I did that wrong. And for that, I have mad respect for him, because a lot of niggas don't do that. They don't do that. But I can say this, when you're young, you make a lot of mistakes. The only thing about the interview that I didn't appreciate is when he said, well, I was making all the money and I was paying all the bills. It's like, okay, that's true. We need to know that. Because all I know is that this sister was working everywhere. She was blowing up. And you just can't have it both ways. You just can't have the queen and then expect her to do basic bitch shit. No offense. Like, don't get me wrong. I shouldn't even say that, because I cook, right? I cook. I don't cook a lot for my man because my man's a vegan and he OCD. So you can imagine, when you know. Okay, so no, I don't do that. but I ain't the baddest bitch either. If my man said, well, it'd be nice if you made me a meal from time to time. Okay, all right, I'm a team player. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make a little meal here. But one thing that's funny about this is that Halle Berry comes up because my man told me straight up. He said he always had a crush. That's his crush. Always been a crush. He said, honey, if I had Halle Berry come around, honey, I'm sorry. If I'm going to leave, I said, my honey, I ain't mad at you. Because if Michael B. Jordan come along, your ass is history too. And I'm going to take both of them. I'm going to start with the twin that said, we cousins, with the partner's hair and the burgundy hats. So let's not get it twisted. Anyway, I just want to share my take on that because I'm going to give him his kudos for saying that, yeah, we were young. And I made some major mistakes, but we have to keep in mind that that's his frame of reference. If this is all you know, is that, you country, you cooking and you cleaning, and that's what he know, and that's what women do. And you can't be but so mad at it, but they young. But I'm gonna tell you, this is all I'm gonna say. He said that she asked him to marry, and I remember that from back in the day. And I'm like, shit. I wish I looked like, I don't care how fine you are. I don't care how much I love you. I wish I looked like asking somebody to marry me. You better know who you are. And I'm going to close with that. Y'all have a good day.
Not that I got a dog in the fight, but y'all getting real disrespectful toward the David Justice. Listen, I know that y'all on the internet like to pick and choose who you like and who you don't, but calling David Justice names, saying that he washed up, saying that he's a nobody, being in the comments talking about who is he? Are you okay? If y'all gonna talk shit about David Justice, you might as well go ahead and add your precious Deion Sanders to that list too. Yes, this is a regular schmegular man at the end of the day, and men do expect for their wives to do certain things. Like, I'm completely confused. I didn't see the interview, but y'all's reactions is like hella weird. Like, I ain't married. I ain't never been proposed to, but ain't no way we in the same generation. Can't be. Not with some of the rhetoric and some of the things that I done heard people say. They think it's outlandish that they would expect for Halle Berry, when she's not on set, not filming, not doing shit, to act like a wife. But nonetheless, that ain't the point of the video. The point of the video is, y'all, David Justice is a 3-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champion. He was the Rookie of the Year in 1990, MVP in 2000, and he had a 2-time Silver Slugger Award and some additional accolades. Y'all get not too much. I ain't even no baseball fan, and I know that y'all gotta pipe down.
So what's up, y'all? I know y'all have seen this going around. David Justice, who Halle Berry was married to from 1993 to 1997, says that she lacked maternal traits and she didn't cook or clean. So I want y'all to listen to this.
Understanding, my wisdom around relationships just wasn't vast. So I'm looking at my mom, and a wife at that time should cook, clean.
So y'all heard what he said, right? Once he said that, I knew exactly who I was dealing with. A wife at that time cooked, clean, traditional, right? Your mother is not Halle Berry, okay? Halle Berry is not your mother. Halle Berry was not about to be cooking and cleaning when she was a up-and-coming black actress. If you wanted somebody to cook and clean, you should have stayed at your mama's house, because apparently your mother has all the free time, okay? This is a list of movies Halle Berry was in from 1993 to 1997. Movies take 8 weeks up to 6 months to film, okay? Promotion and everything else. Where was Halle Berry about to get the time to be cooking and cleaning? Mind you, they had money because he's a baseball player at the time and she's a movie star. Why she gotta cook and clean when y'all can hire people to do it? This is what I mean when I be saying men do not want partners. They be wanting their mama. Y'all want servants. A whole baseball player talking about somebody cooking and cleaning when you can hire a chef. Ain't that crazy? Up here trying to domesticate somebody. You go on somewhere, man. For real. Oh, and by the way, why are you even talking about her? Because allegedly you was hitting on her. Huh? You ain't bring that up, did you?
I think what is so annoying about this whole Halle Berry discourse, this unnecessary discourse that was created by her ex, a man that she was married to for about 4 years in the 90s. So again, almost 3 decades ago. A man that none of us would really know who he is if he didn't decide to have Halle Berry in his mouth and use her as a stepping stone to elevate himself during the interview. But yes, his comments were sexist, right? But also what is so frustrating is that him and Halle Berry were at the height of their careers in the late 90s, right? They were both making money, making a name for themselves. He knew who she was and he knew what she was about, right? He knew that she was successful in her career. She clearly was trying to be a successful, well-known, well-awarded actress. And still, despite knowing all of that, when they're dating and their courtship, he still decided to marry her. And because she didn't cook and clean, she wasn't motherly enough for him. As if they can't hire two individuals who are at the height of their career can't hire people to fill those roles, because cooking and cleaning are not indicators of a good mother. And this goes back to my frustration with men. Not all men, I know I have to give that caveat before it ruffles some feathers, is the fact that they will deliberately date women that are out of their league. They will deliberately date women who desires different things than them in regards to how they envision the structure of their home, the structure of their families, and would do so with the intention of humbling that woman, of getting her to go back on the boundaries that she set for herself. Instead of just finding someone who meets your standards, finding someone who desires the same thing you desire. Dating and courtship is the opportunity to suss out whether or not the person you're engaging in a relationship desires the same things that you do. And the moment you figure out that they don't, maybe you shouldn't marry them because you have a false hope that they're going to change one day.